when you look at the best coaches in sport anywhere, they're the best managers. I think I think you can get further as a manager by man management skills than you can by, say, tactical brilliance. I think your people, they'll run through a brick wall for you. Whereas you can sit there all day and talk all the great tactics, reinvent the game. But if you don't have them believing in you, you're not going to get anywhere, right?
Yeah, totally agree. And I'll use there's an Aussie rules example that comes to mind for me straight away is Craig McRae, the coach of Collingwood. Now, if you don't like Collingwood, you're generally meant to hate them. But the way he coaches and the way that his players speak about him makes you want to get inside and figure out for me it does anyway. It makes me want to get inside and figure out what's going on there, because he's obviously got a way of getting every player up and ready and has a great relationship with all types of different individuals there. And I think that's really important.
Yeah. Watching a lot of soccer all my life, and particularly Manchester United, I was always fascinated by Alex Ferguson and how he went about it. And you listen to a lot of his players who have gone into the media and they've got their own podcasts now, and a lot of them will talk about the psychology of the man, of how he went about it. And he could be ruthless on you, but they reckon it was just the humanity of him. Basic things like they say, he was running the biggest club in the world at the time, yet he knew that the tea ladies, the secretary, he'd always know their children's names. He knew all the players, and he would, there was talk, I'm going to leave you out from this, for the next game, but I need you in 3 weeks' time. We're playing Liverpool. That's, and that's his way of, he's dropping you, but he's actually turning it into, I need you for this game. So you think, I'm up. And it's, you hear stories like that, you think, yeah, that's clever man management.
Yeah, and the use of language there is key too, isn't it? It is not just dropping somebody and going, okay, now let's deal with what I've got in front of me. It's we need you still when you're on board and you're going to be here for this reason.
Yeah, you're playing this game. It might be 3 weeks from now, but you're playing because I need you. And the player goes, as it got on and when he did it 10 times, I got the hint, no, it's just dropping me. But But I just like that sort of mentality, the way, and his team talks were all about, I think it was the European Cup final, they said, and his whole team talk was talking about the players' families, talking about where your father came from, your mother came from. It's the biggest game of their life, biggest game of his life. And he's talking about the players' families, and this is where you've come from, and rather than getting them all worked up with tactics, he's, oh yeah, I'm going to do this for my family and stuff like that. So he knew his times, and it's a fascinating read, some of the books I've read about him.
Yeah, it keeps me into sport, that's for sure. The whole mental side of things.